Humanity has impacted the environment in incomparable ways. As a result of this rapid period of change within ecosystems, many organisms have discovered that the only way to prevent themselves from being wiped out by humanity is to disguise themselves as the one thing humans are genetically inclined to protect. Waifus. Join me, famed weird biologist David Attenborough-Senpai, as I uncover some of these magnificent creatures on Waifu Planet. Nekogirls are a hybrid species. Sometimes it's a cat turning into a human. Sometimes it is a human turning into a cat. But first, we must see where they evolved from. The regular cat is known for its abilities to be both smug and adorable in the same breath, making it the perfect fit for waifuization. Take Happy from the Fairy Tale series, who is a member of a cat-like race known as the Exceed. The name probably comes from the fact that these characters somehow aren't a pain in the arse and are actually entertaining characters, exceeding my expectations of an animal mascot. The Exceed come with various powers, such as the ability to fly, the ability to grow huge, or the ability to fap so hard that it overcomes time stops. One modern researcher into the effects of cat exposure is mangaka Hajime Kamoshida, who published his findings in light novel format in his scientific journals The Pet Girl of Sakuraso and Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. Within these journals, he details the relationship between cat and a human cannot be deemed an anime protagonist if they haven't woken up with a cat sitting on their face, which is one of the many findings in this journal, alongside the theory that all emotos are biologically programmed to try and get their older brother to become the father/uncle of their children. But be warned, for there are dangers present in the biological programming of the cat, as shown here by this harrowing footage from a gathering of cats. This biological desire to wipe out humanity, however, can be curbed, and the lower the cat-to-human ratio, the less likely they are to act on those tendencies. They say that we should not play God and change the course of nature, but I am above God. I am David fucking Attenborough-Senpai. God doesn't get interviewed by Prince William, does he? So here is the guide on how to prevent the Neko-apocalypse. First, one must note the cry of the Neko girl. Nya. Under its full pronunciation, it is Nyan, a word which is formed an integral part of the internet folklore if you only used the internet once back in 2010 and are reminiscing with a bunch of friends over how YouTube was at its peak then with Fred and Vine. Stop. If you say Nya casually or in a confused manner, you are still relatively human. However, if said with effort, enthusiasm, or with an N, it indicates a desire to become a cat, so avoid at all costs. The next factor to consider is the ears. How should they function? Well, if they could be put on, then you've got a good one. They look like a human, but a human with an affinity for cosplay, which is a sign of enlightenment and kawaii factor. Cat ear headphones are also great, sometimes making the character look cuter and more complex than they actually end up being in the series. Although, the cat ear headphones extend to the cutest anime girl, PewDiePie. But when naturally embedded, it spells danger, especially if any contact with these ears leads to the owner of these ears yelling, "Stroke me harder, daddy." That's just fucking weird. The most important factor for determining where they are on the Neko girl scale, however, is how convincing they look as a cat. For example, if you observe Mashiro here, you can tell that it's a girl wearing a cat costume. But with Hanakawa, it is not a girl in a cat suit, but a cat spirit in a human suit, and the cat urge to attack humans is on full display, as at the end of Bakemonogatari, the only way Araragi was able to defeat this walking arrest for bestiality was a walking arrest for paedophilia. Now that you know how to separate the extreme end of the Neko girl spectrum from the girls who are simply just dressed up as cats, we now turn to those who, in spite of what I have just revealed to them, still have love for the Neko girls at the murderous/furry end of the scale. Here's my guide to those people for blending in with civilized society. Firstly, don't get a DeviantArt. That would give you away pretty quickly. But if/when you do get rustled, there are some Neko girls that apply to the "I really like their human form" excuse. Like with Blair and Hanakawa. You didn't know they were going to be cats, but it just kind of turned out that way. It's all good. But even if that fails you, you have one last excuse. In My Hero Academia, there exists a group called the Wild Wild Pussycats, in which is contained the only acceptable Neko girl. Tiger. That guy can go wild up in me, if you know what I'm saying. But no homo. Next time on Waifu Planet, we will look at rabbits, or bunnies as they are colloquially known, and hopefully no one will reference...
Hey,
what is it?
it's that big chungus.
Oh, for fuck's sake.